I just want to say, how much I enjoyed yesterday and, the sharing of the success and seeing someone as successful as Angelina and just, giving me the hope and just reminding me it is a mindset and we have the power to do that with our healthy lifestyle changes. So it was awesome. I was really excited to hear it.
So look, that was amazing. And it was the perfect opportunity to get into it as we welcome none other than, hold on, let me introduce. So we have Angelina Kardash. She's a founder of Five Senses Optimal Health. She's a keynote speaker. She used to be a big deal in, Silicon Valley, if you didn't know, being in big corporations and as well as startups for 25 years. Let's go. But she changed her whole life whenever, she ended up in a situation that we're kind of familiar with. Because had she not gone through her situation, there wouldn't have been a transformation. She had an autoimmune disease that they said wasn't going anywhere. But see, she transformed that. And she's going to show us today exactly how you can go about doing some of the same things by immersing herself into holistic and health sciences and psychology. Now, behavioral psychology at that. We're dealing with human sciences. So this woman knows how to actually be a person who is intentional in such a way that she can point you in the right direction. Now, I wasn't supposed to say anything, but Angelina, I'm a gentleman, but I was given permission to say some things, just not all, but I'm gonna tell you this much. I believe she drank from the fountain of youth because she is 50 years of age and she looks like she just turned 19. This woman has shown herself as someone worthy of being followed and given the actual ear and attention to, because she has answers and solutions that could benefit you. Not only has she decided to do everything she decided to do, but she actually likes to have fun from time to time, skiing and riding motorcycles. We are dealing with none other than Angelina Kardash, not Jolie, but she kind of looks like it, if you ask me. Let's give a warm, round welcome to Angelina Kardash.
Good morning. Hello, guys. Let's see how many of you here. Oh, amazing. Oh, we have full group today. What's up, Elizabeth? What's up, Irina? I see Larry here. Mika. Hi, Mika. Mo, Hola. So good to see you guys. I see some familiar faces today. Oh my gosh, God, it's so good to see you again. And to kick this off, I'd like for you to type in the chat where are you guys from? Type in the chat where are you guys from. And I know we have a lot of people joining us today, including those who've been in my previous master classes, but I see, some of my students here as well. So every time I do that, we have not only new people, but we all also have all, those regular people who come to, all of my master classes. And it's, such a pleasure to see you all again and again and again and again. And it's so great to connect with you. Welcome. I see some new faces just join. Welcome, guys. Introduce yourself in the chat. I have prepared so much for you today, and I can honestly say that I can't just wait to tell you everything and show you everything, right? All right, new people in the room. Hi, guys. I see New York here. New York. Oh, okay, a lot of New Yorkers. Awesome. Okay, great. So you probably guys know Dr. Rustamova. Tell me in the chat if you do. Awesome. All right, so great. Let me guys ask you a question. How many of you would like to wake up each morning super pumped, full of energy and joy, just be excited for the day ahead because you feel absolutely amazing? Say that's me in the chat. Say that's me. And when you catch that look of yourself in the mirror and you see a vibrant celebrity staring at you back, full of life, isn't that your dream? I want you to shout this out. That's me. That's me. Okay, awesome, guys. Okay, awesome. All right, Holly is here. Hi, Holly. Imagine standing here knowing that you are at your absolute best inside and out. Now, tell me, how many of you want to have useful skin and radiant glow that everyone is asking you, what's your secret? Type me in the chat if it's you. And who is here is really want to, have a healthy hair and strong nails, All right, so say I want that in the chat. Okay, guys, go ahead if it's you, right? And how about having a slim toned physique? All right, okay. So, and who wants to look awesome? Awesome. Oh, yes. All right, let's go. And who also wants to look over 10 years younger and maintain a strong libido at any age? Say that's me. All right. So if you guys are ready for that incredible transformation, say amen. All right. Awesome. Awesome. You guys are amazing. All right. So let's get excited today because we're going to be diving into how you can achieve all of that and much more. All right. Are you ready? Okay. So for those who are interested in the method of cellular rejuvenation, okay, say cellular rejuvenation, and who want to apply this method in your life, stay until the end. Because so I planned this class for about 1 hour and a half, but I can't promise you that because I mean there is so much information that I want to share with you and actually teach you a lot, so it might run a little bit longer. Okay, but at the end of this masterclass, I'll tell you how to get some unique gifts directly from me. Because you guys who come to my master classes, you know that I always give you guys gifts, okay? And today is not going to be an exception. I'm going to give you a lot of gifts, all right? So let me ask you this. How many of you are committed to stay until the end and get all the gifts? Say committed in the chat. Say committed in the chat. I don't see you guys. Maybe we should just, shut the room. Are you guys ready to stay until the end and get all the gifts? Say me. Awesome. All right. Here we go. Right. So, before we go into all of that, all right. So there has been a study conducted that shows that passive listening will only retain like 5 to 10% of information. But once you start to take notes, that boosts the information retention to 25%, right? So do you guys have your, pen and pens ready? Notebooks, right? So like, please make a lot of notes. And another thing is just participate, right? So when you engage, that's where the magic really happens. So I absolutely love seeing your fire emojis and, all the hearts in the chat. Okay, so this is for your own benefit. So let's try that, guys. Can you give me some fire emoji in the chat? Okay, let's do that. Give me some fire emoji in the chat. Let's just, be excited and elevated for today. Right? So, and again, for those who will stay until the end, I'm going to share with you the gift. I'm going to give you 10 proven anti-aging strategies to control cortisol in your body. And we're going to get into the cortisol today, why it's important for anti-aging, okay? And I'm also going to be sharing with you some really powerful slides at the end of the masterclass. And the slides really contain some exclusive content. So make sure that you stay until the end, okay? Because you definitely want to get in, all those secrets that I wanted to share with you, all right? So, all right. So can you guys also put in a chat if you ever attended any of my master classes before, or maybe you know me for a long time? Put in a chat if you ever attended my master classes. Put 1 and put 2 if you see me for the first time. All right. So I'm looking in the chat. So, okay, great. Hi, nice to meet you. Hope. Okay. Hi, Holly. Okay, Irina, first time. Elizabeth. All right. Okay. Moy. Okay, welcome back. Awesome, guys. All right. So let me just tell you, for those, I know that you guys, a lot of, new people here. So for those who don't know me, is it okay if I briefly share with you my story? Say that's okay in the chat. Say that's okay. I've been practicing wellness coach and nutritionist for the last 5 years. I am also a leading instructor of the Anti-Aging Wellness Academy and the creator of the unique Anti-Aging Power You Pick Life Master Course system based on the cellular rejuvenation method for weight loss without dieting, for energy, for longevity. So, and I so much love this method because it really creates long-term rapid transformation. So, and again, I mean, I see this every day with my clients, right? And I've lived it myself. And here is my story. I spent over 20 years in Silicon Valley, managing massive IT departments. And I had this cool job, but I also was so stressed and overwhelmed all the time. I was, working late nights. I was neglecting my health, and I was feeling always like drained and tired. Can anyone relate with that? Put me in the chat if you can relate to that. Put me in the chat. I also, at that time, I was a single mom with no family support, and I had so much pressure, and I felt, so lost and tired and emotionally unstable, right? And it felt like I was on ever-ending roller coaster, having all this exhaustion, all this stress. Let me know if that sounds familiar with some of you here. So I've had all those symptoms starting from, daily migraines, pains all over my body, my joint muscles like hurt everywhere. I couldn't sleep. I had panic attacks and anxiety. I was bloated all the time. So, and again, I mean, I was like, I also gained a lot of weight, and I was hitting the gym like 5 times a week, right? And nothing have helped me to lose weight. Okay, no diet, no workouts, right? So like nothing. And it was so frustrating. Okay, so who else have been on that frustrating journey with weight loss? Okay, type me in the chat if it were you, or maybe it's you now, when you gain and you cannot come back, and you gain, and again, I mean, the weight is, coming back again and again and again. So it's kind of, nonstop. So, all right, I see you guys. All right. So I went from doctor to doctor, and finally I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia, and I was prescribed a cocktail of medications that made my symptoms even worse. Okay. And then at age 42, after my youngest daughter was born, I was diagnosed with incurable autoimmune disease. And the doctor told me that I will need a liver transplant in 5 years if I don't start medications, right? And that was turning point because, that night I was sitting in my car, and then I got back, and what I did, I mean, I researched the profile of, hundreds of people who've gone, through the autoimmune disease, who got cancers, all those, debilitating illnesses. And I literally researched every single profile, and I started to see things that, all those people do, the same things, what they pay attention to, right? So like fast forward, I mean, like 8 years from that point. Okay, so I recovered. Right now, I'm 50 years old. I recovered from fibromyalgia and my autoimmune disease. I also, lost in the process 50 pounds in the first 3 months without any counting calories, dieting, or, all these exhausting workouts that I've been doing all the time, right? And I am excited to share this life-changing steps with you today, right? So who is excited to learn about those steps? Put excited in the chat. Put excited in the chat. All right. This is why I love, what I do. Why do you think, guys, I'm so passionate? I'm so passionate about this masterclass, and I just, come here and I do this master classes all the time, right? Because I'm so proud of the, work I do. Because in my 5 years of it, like being this mentor and the coach, I had huge number of people who deeply, deeply grateful to me. And I absolutely love each of my students, and I have, some students here, and I see you guys here. And, it just brings me so much joy to see all the transformation that, and how people, start living, happy and vital lives. And this is why we're here today. All right. So how many of you guys agree that many people these days suffer from poor diet and lifestyle choices? Put in the chat one if you agree. And it leads to serious negative consequences in your health, in your well-being, in your appearance. And the most obvious consequences of poor diet is excess weight and obesity. How many of you guys know that we are in deep obesity epidemic right now in our country? Do you know that 40% of American teens, okay, so they're obese? And back there, when I was growing up, okay, it was unheard of that children were obese, okay? I just traveled in the summertime in Eastern Europe. Okay, it was there for 2.5 months, and there is no obese people there. Okay, so obesity was just unheard of. Okay, so we are in a national obesity epidemic, and the biggest myth that they tell you, okay, so this is your fault. Do you know that 3/4 of American adults are obese or overweight, including, as I told you, 40% of American teens? Okay, and again, I mean, guys, something has changed. If have you ever looked, the movies back there? I was born in the 70s, so like, have you ever seen, like how people were, wearing the, like swimsuits, and there were, everyone was so fit that time, right? So you couldn't see obese people. Now you see it like everywhere. So what has changed? It's not you, okay? What has changed is really, and again, I mean, they love putting that on you, that, you became so lazy, you don't have a willpower, you just, eat a lot. Do you know how much Eastern European people or just European people eat? A lot, right? But they do not get obese. So what has changed is our food system, okay? Our diets and the hormone disrupting chemicals in our food, in our water, in our soul. We're just being massively poisoned, right? So do you guys know that? Put one in the chat if you know that, right? So, and again, I mean, this is not a problem with you, right? And again, what is the solution that they give you? They always give you pill or a shot so someone can make lots of money on it. Okay. So, but what they do, they're just ignoring our toxic food supply that loaded with, high fructose syrup, with seeds oil, with hundreds and, thousands of artificial additives and flavors and processed carbohydrates that don't exist in nature, and they're banned in other countries. They ignore a huge system that, make all those unnatural, ultra processed food really cheap. Have any of you guys, have watched recently any discussions in a Congress? It's happening right now. They finally start to talk about why America is the most sick country in the world, right? So there is a chemical contamination from pesticides that is really wreaking havoc on our body. All right. Now, let me tell you, what we're going to do about it. We're going to learn about this. We're going to reverse it with proper protocols. Say protocols in the chat. How many of you guys want to do that and protect us, yourself, your family, your future generations, and create a legacy of health for your family and for your kids? Say legacy in the chat. And I want you to understand one simple thing. When it comes to obesity, it's immediately visible, and it's only come, from one problem, one and only one. It's your poor diet and toxins. Okay, there is nothing else that causes excess weight and obesity, right? So nothing else. And I want you to understand that clearly. And as a result, we are at risk of developing all those cardiovascular diseases, high blood pressure, hormonal imbalances, digestive issues, it just, the risk of mortality, increases dramatically. So obesity comes with a long list of associated diseases. Okay. And again, it's published in the World Health Organization. So if you have excess weight, get ready for health problems. So it's just a fact, right? So I want you guys to know that. So I've experienced that myself. So I've been there when I weighed almost 180 pounds. Okay. So you just, heard my story. And when I changed my lifestyle and I started eating right and, brought myself back to normal state, all of that, as you can see, disappeared. Okay. No more fibromyalgia, with all the aches all over my body and my joints. And once I got rid of all those, visceral fat, I just, became energetic. I became so healthy. So you need to understand that all these issues go hand in hand. Okay, so it's like, tracks on a railroad. So toxicity and poor nutrition leads to deficiencies in really important vitamins and minerals and nutrients, okay, which really badly impact a person's overall health. How are we guys doing here? How are we guys doing here? Are we getting that? Yeah? Put like fire emoji in the chat. Okay, awesome. Right. So how many of you guys think that if you eat healthy, okay, okay, so you eat healthy, but how many of you guys, like knowing that you eat healthy, but still not feeling well, and maybe, like experiencing, some symptoms, maybe you're being obese, etc., etc. So I want you to understand one thing. It's not enough just to eat healthy, okay? You also need to observe it, okay? And I teach that very deeply in it's my advanced class. It's called Cellular Rejuvenation Masterclass, where I talk about how our cells become damaged and they cannot let nutrients in and toxic waste out when they get damaged. And this is like really a primary function of our cells. So if we have poor diet before, if our basic diet is wrong, if we love all sorts of, like pastries and sweets and candies and pizzas, and again, I mean, I can go on and on. We already know that our digestive system is not functioning well. So it's always the case, okay? It goes hand in hand. So from my latest decade of experience recovering from autoimmune diseases and experience of my students who have been in my programs and studying with me for a long time in my academy, I can tell you that whatever we've had a long history of, poor eating habits, our digestive system is destroyed. And our level of toxicity is very high. And then simply starting to eat right, thinking, okay, now, I'll eat right and I'll make up for that deficiency. Unfortunately, it's not working this way. It's not enough. First, you need to restore your digestive system and then get toxins out of your system. And only, then you can start absorbing, all the nutrients back in your body, in your cells, because our cells are not ready to absorb anything because they're damaged, their mitochondria is damaged. So no matter what we eat, it will still lead to the serious consequences. And this is so important that, many people forget, okay? Because, they think, okay, I'll switch to healthy eating tomorrow. Right, that's great. But it's just that not only going to help you, right? So again, we deal with the consequences of what we did earlier. So without restoring the digestive system, without restoring your cells first from toxic load, we won't see results, even if we switch to healthy eating. And we need to understand of that, okay? So how many of you guys understand that? Put me in the chat. Put me in the chat if you get that. So I see that the information that I'm giving you, is, really useful for you. Awesome. Okay, great. Okay, great. So, how many of you know that poor diet and lifestyle choices can manifest in a bad skin condition? The appearance of acne, dryness, brittle nails, puffiness in your health, and premature aging. How many of you guys understand that? You need to understand that our skin fully reflects what's happening inside of us, like completely, okay? So how healthy our intestines, how healthy our digestive systems, and how our liver is functioning as a detox organ, because the skin is also a detox organ, right? So, and if the liver can't handle it because it is so clogged, so it will show on your skin, okay? Like in a form of pigmentation, in a form of dryness, in a form of pimples, breakouts, And in yes, and in also in a form of all those age signs. So again, we have this detox organ inside of our body, okay? And if our detox pathway are clogged because our internal waste bucket system is overflowing with toxins. So I always tell the story like how, imagine that, inside of our body, we have this bucket that gets basically drop by drop filled with all the toxins, from the environment, from the food, from the water, from everything that we're exposed to. And once it's get overflowed, it starts leaking. This is where we start encountering all the problems, okay? And we get exposed to toxins everywhere, okay? Again, I mean, our food supply, our toxic city water that full of lead and chlorine and mercury and pharmaceuticals and fluoride. And on the streets, we, all the time, we just have those fumes that we inhale. And, in a bad cooking where we use all those, bad fats and, bad oils. And we also put cosmetic products on our skin that are also, huge, have a huge exposure of the toxins. And then we get sick with all those chronic diseases without immunity. We see it in our face, we see it in our skin, we see it in our, like nails. It's all visible. And I even when I see a person, I mean, I can tell by their appearance, what's wrong with them. I mean, this is just, it shows everywhere. So again, our lifestyle will always affect our appearance. And this is the most important and fundamental rule. It's something we need to know. It's very important to really, really thrive for healthy and balanced diet and active lifestyle, self-care to maintain health, use, and beauty for many, many years. Before I'm 50 now, and before I turned 35, I honestly didn't think about aging. Right. So my self-care routine was about like putting makeup, right, and making my hair beautiful and do, all the makeup. So I mean, like, manicure and pedicure. I'm not saying this is not important for women. This is very important. Okay. But it's not gives us basically, the healthy and glowing look and appearance. Okay. So also that time, I mean, in my corporate years, in my 30s, I lived in California, I lived in San Francisco. So I was clubbing on weekends, with always no sleeping, drinking cocktails because I didn't know how to, manage stress. And it was just so overwhelming for me. And again, I mean, my face was so puffy. Have anyone heard about cortisol phase? Do you guys know what is cortisol phase? Say me in the chat if you know what I'm talking about. Cortisol phase happens when your body produces too much cortisol. Okay. And cortisol is a hormone that links to, to stress. So normally cortisol helps with things like regulating your, blood sugar, reducing inflammation, giving you energy. But when levels stay high for a long period of time, due to all this chronic stress, the burnout that, you have, in your work environment, whatever is that, your health conditions or medications, it can really cause the fat to build up in your face. And you get this, like a swelling and puffiness and even acne. So it's called the cortisol phase. But okay, I could have prevented that time. And I'm just gonna, in a second, I'll show you the picture how I looked in my 30s. So this is a very vulnerable for me to, share with you guys, but I just, want you to see the, the transformation that happened with me. Right. So how many of you guys know that our genes are not our destiny? What I'm meaning by that we've always been told the story that we have certain genes that, we are basically get from our parents, right? And that's it. They're a determining factor for our health. But do you guys know, what if I tell you that this is a myth? Because this is a beautiful thing. Okay. So, and a lot of scientists, talk about that, within the, like last decades, and it's called epigenome. Basically, it sits on top of your DNA. And it's, like a piano player that playing melodies, right? Influenced by your lifestyle. So if your lifestyle is bad, so it's gonna play bad melody. If your lifestyle is good, it's gonna, play beautiful melody. So what I'm trying to say that you have the power to influence your epigenome so that it can turn bad genes off and good genes on. Okay. And by doing that, it's really easy to reverse your chronic conditions. Because if you wait, it will be harder and harder, and you will age faster. Okay. So it's like direct correlation. Okay. You age because your cells become damaged. It's very important to prevent that, to take all those preventive measures in this area. Okay. And so if you guys agree with that, because I was talking a lot, say prevention in the chat. Say prevention in the chat. Also, give me a thumbs up if you guys agree that, you need to be, like really making changes while you stay young, because it's easier, okay, when we're young to start making those changes, and it's going to take much more time. Thank you. Yeah, thank you guys. I see you. I see. Okay. And it's going to take much time to change, to reverse all those changes if if you prolong this process, right? So, I really want to show you some results of people that achieve that in older age, and I also wanted you to to share with you my students in my anti-aging wellness academy, because why I want to do that, because I want to share with you the most effective ways to slow down the aging process. Okay, so how to achieve the perfect health so you can look 10 years younger and feel amazing at any age. So give me guys thumbs up in the chat if you want me to show my transformation. So do you want to see how I looked in my 30s, guys? Put thumbs up in the chat if you want me to show you that. Okay, awesome. I'm just let me start sharing my screen because I really want you to see that. All right. Okay. Okay. Do you guys see it? Yeah. So that was me. So this is me. This is me in corporate American Silicon Valley. I'm like 37 years old. You see how I have like a cortisol face here, like all, puffy, and this is me like weighing 180 pounds, right? So that's me after I gave birth to my daughter. And again, I mean, I gained, as you could imagine, more pounds when I was pregnant. So 42 years old, I mean, this is like about a year and a half into the transformation. In that picture that you can see, with my husband, and here, her name is Sasha. Oh, she was so cute. Like it was like, I think she's like 12 months here. Yeah, I think she's 12 months here. So again, I mean, like I was within the 3 months, once I changed my, completely everything that I've done, by, researching all that, I started to see this transformation, and I couldn't lose weight. And again, it was just the outcome. The weight was outcome of, what I did. That was a, outcome what I did. So, all right. So, now I want to, show you guys, some, like a really examples. Thank you, Mo, for saying that. All right. So, let me show you one of my clients, Janet. She's 59 years old. Look what happened to her where she started, taking care of herself. And again, she's a fitness professional. She's in tech. She's a fitness professional. She always, all her life, she was, like, she's a fitness trainer. So like, she was training and she was doing all this stuff. And I mean, that was her, like after, like during the menopause, premenopause. So she was dealing with that for the last decade, right? So she had high cholesterol, she had insulin resistance, she had like really never recovered from the difficulties of menopause, until she like attended our master class like a year ago. And this is her transformation. Okay. So what do you think of Janet's result, guys? I mean, put in the chat, give her some fire emojis. Give her some fire emoji. By the way, I think she's in the room here today with us. How many of you guys like think that she look amazing? Write it down. Write it down. Does she look like, 59 in the second photo? So, I mean, like, this is what I call anti-aging method. Okay. Now I want you to look at Maria. So this is Maria. This is my personal VIP client. Okay. So I coach her in my elite program. So this client of ours has been struggling with weight loss plateau for, for a while. She came to us. She also had experiencing like poor sleep, poor digestion, high blood pressure, high cholesterol. And she came to us with a thyroid autoimmune disease, which made it difficult for her to accomplish her weight loss goals. And again, I mean, she worked with us and look at her transformation. So we really, like took care of her by implementing, glucose regulating hacks to regulate her blood sugar levels. We, also taught her the connection between the diet, lifestyle factors, toxicity, and her hormones. And again, and we really help her to build hormonally supportive approach. And I'm going to talk more about that because this is the cell rejuvenation framework that, I mean, she followed. So again, I mean, like within 2 weeks, she started to lose weight and her energy levels started to improve. And this is her transformation. I mean, like she lost 35 pounds. She normalized her blood sugar, cholesterol. She became very active. So like got her confidence back. And she like within 6 months, like significantly improved her autoimmune markers. So the best part, I mean, she maintains that because I mean, I know her and I mean, she's still, like a, part of our academy. So again, I mean, it was, the really result of bringing her body back in balance. There is someone else that, I love, sharing the story about. So her name is Meredith, and I love this lady. She's a television host. She's amazing. So we help her to reverse type 2 diabetes, reverse high blood pressure. She didn't want to follow her dad's steps, who died from pancreatic cancer and from diabetes and from many other, like a chronic diseases that he was diagnosed with, and he died very young and very fast, and she didn't want to follow her steps. So, I mean, she reached out, and that's her transformation. And then he brought her mom, Barbara, and that's her mom. And her mom lost in our program, 19 pounds. Probably listen to her testimonials in our website. So, and in the previous picture, when I showed you Meredith, I mean, we also did this special, photo session with our fashion stylist as, and still she uses this, pictures in her marketing portfolio, because, woman in that stage when, she lost her weight and she's happy and she is vital, she wants to show the whole world how beautiful she is. And, when we feel beautiful, we feel confident and joyful and happy. And, our mood instantly, improves, and we're just, uplifted. And, like all our, good hormones are released. And she just became this, vital, sexy woman. Okay. So, and by the way, that was a time that she found her husband. I mean, that was that year that, she gone through her, like a transformation. Okay. So, and again, I mean, we all want to feel beautiful. And I get very angry at the media when they, really position overweight people to love their bodies. Okay. I don't argue with it. We do need to love our bodies. But we need to care for our bodies, okay? Because what's happening in our bodies, on the inside, it shows on the outside, okay? So this is the state of your health, right? So it's our direct responsibilities. And How does a woman feel? How does she live? In what state? Again, I mean, Barbara was like, let me show you Barbara. She's like 71 years old. So you can achieve that in any age. Oh, that's another transformation. Anya lost, 21 pounds. I mean, she's also someone I, personally know very much. All right. So at this point, I'm just gonna, stop sharing my screen. So like it really, I mean, for me it feels amazing to make this woman, women like feel happy and joyful, and all those girls are so beautiful. And can I guys, ask you to rate them? Give it a score from 0 to 10. How do you feel about those transformations? How do you feel about, those transformations? Give it a score from 1 to 10. Who would like to have a similar transformation? Similar transformation. Just write in the chat, I want this. If someone genuinely thought, I need this too, I want this, I've dreamed of this, just write this, and I know it will come true because you guys are here. You guys are here. I mean, you came to this workshop to learn how to create this transformation. So say in the chat if you want to be that person that I just show you in those in those pictures. All right. So oh, thank you, Holly, for saying that they are at 100 tens committed and they did it. Yes, yes, awesome. Thank you. Thank you, guys. All right, so let me ask you a question. How many of you guys are familiar with symptoms like weight loss resistance, lack of energy, maybe exhaustion, fatigue, puffiness, dry hair, brittle nails, thyroid problems, low libido, okay? Like constant swelling in the different parts of your body, maybe aches, weakened immunity, frequent colds. Give me a thumbs up if any of you have any of these symptoms. Give me a thumbs up, okay? So if you guys, and I'm looking at the chat, by the way. So do we have anyone, who are having any of the symptoms, who, came here to be challenged with any of the symptoms? Again, I mean, like weight loss resistance, low libido, fatigue, puffiness, everything that, we're talking about here. Awesome. Awesome. I see you guys. Okay. So I just want to make sure that I'm giving you the right information, because if you don't have those challenges, so there's, just for me, it's waste of my time. So I just want to bring you value. Okay. This is the Saturday morning. Well, here we want to create those transformations. I want to make sure that I'm giving you the right information. And so this is the right place. Okay. I like more energy. Thank you, guys. Okay. Awesome. Right. Okay. Great. So, like I was preparing for this masterclass, and also, like when you join the Facebook group, I read your like your questions and your answers. So this is why, I mean, this masterclass is having, this information to help you, right? So all those conditions that we just talked about, they have been hormonal imbalances in the body, okay? So that's the root cause of your hormonal imbalances is your cellular inflammation. Someone type cellular inflammation in the chat. Type cellular inflammation. So this is the root cause of your hormonal imbalances. Okay. So, and again, I deeply teach that in my other master class called Rejuvenation Method, where I go cellular rejuvenation method, where I go really, really deep into the root cause of hormonal imbalances and cellular inflammation. We don't have time for that today. But what I want you to understand is when you have hormonal imbalances, your body just cannot function properly. So the foundation of women's health is hormonal imbalance and sufficient amount of vitamins and minerals that's being absorbed in your body by yourselves. Okay. So this is the foundation of women's health. Okay. Is hormonal balance. And it's not just one hormone, it's a balance of all the hormones and a sufficient amount. Again, if you have if you nurture your body with all those minerals and vitamins, and you have a healthy cell that can absorb this stuff and get the toxins out, then okay, your body can then function properly. Okay. And when your body cannot function properly and you have hormonal imbalances, it affects your libido, your appearance, your emotional state, your energy, your look. So, and just overall how you feel. So now let's start taking some notes, because I'm going to share with you the most effective way to restore your health, beauty, and develop the right habits. Right? You guys excited for that? Stay excited in the chat, right? So how many of you guys know what is circadian rhythm? How many of you guys know what is circadian rhythm? So this is your wakefulness and sleep cycle, okay? And it's fascinating to see like our repetitive nature of all those self-destructive behaviors in our life. So like, that those behaviors like really gonna, like shorten your lifespan. It will accelerate aging. It will impair your mental abilities. And we're gonna engage in that. Let me give you an example, and that relate to the circadian rhythm that, we just, started to talk about, right? So how many of you guys stay at night late watching TV, knowing that you have to wake up in the morning? But I want to ask you, can you be honest here? So if it's you, right? So, put one in the chat if it's you. Right. So, okay. Right. Okay. Thank you for being honest. Okay. I want you to know that our wakefulness is increased at the expense of our sleep. So whoever stay up until midnight or even later, okay? So you basically break your circadian rhythm. And I'm just going to talk about that, okay? So it's really important to have a sleep hygiene, okay? So, and it's very important to really follow it very, very diligently, okay? Especially as we age, because sleep is the most important, I would say it's number one important factor for anti-aging protocol. It's even more important than your diet. I want you to tell you that, okay? And this is the scientific research that shows us that, right? It's a new saying, sleep is the new coffee. Sleep is the new coffee. Have any of you guys heard of this? Someone type in the chat, sleep is the new coffee, right? And there is a book by the author Matthew Walker, okay? Why do we sleep? And once I read this book, I realized that quality of sleep is the best way just to protect and boost health and boost our brain function. Because really what's happening in our sleep, there are a lot of crucial things that happen. So when we sleep, we process our memory. When we sleep, there is a hormone, growth hormone that gets basically produced in our body. That's very important, and this is the anti-aging hormone. So there are a lot of processes happening during our sleep. Okay, so sleep is very underestimated in our culture, and I know that. How many of you guys work in corporate? So put me in the chat, because I've been in corporate too. I've came from corporate environment, and I know that we all have all those deadlines and many responsibilities, and just having those bad habits that compromise our sleep. And again, it's the most important for the development and the mental health. Okay, and I personally work with our VIP clients to improve their sleep. Okay, so again, during the sleep, there are the set of hormones, important hormones that are produced. For instance, endorphin, okay? It's a happiness hormone. It's very important for women because, remember that we talk about hormonal balance in here, okay? So, and if we don't get sleep, if we for any reasons, we could be too excited in the evening, we can watch some like a bad news, argue with someone, have a drink. By the way, do you know that actually alcohol is deprive your sleep? My clients know, we actually prove that by wearing biofeedback devices, that when you have a glass of wine, so your sleep is going to be disrupted. Okay, and a lot of people don't believe that, oh, I'm going to have a glass of wine your sleep is going to be disrupted. And you can track that these days, thanks to, all the technology. And I love technology because I come from tech, right? So again, I mean, it's important to go to bed on time, follow the sleep hygiene, okay? And again, I mean, I just want to emphasize the growth hormone. It's not only important for children, but it's also important for regeneration, our adult body, okay? It's a hormone that gives, the regeneration, so regenerate our cells. So this is why it's very important to follow those rules and follow the hygiene, okay? And do you remember I promised you gifts? So I prepared for you guys an anti-aging, sleep guide with all the modalities for better sleep, okay? So you can become the professional sleeper. So I'm going to talk about that at the end of this masterclass. So make sure to stay until the end. So I know many of you guys, may have a question right now. Why do you want to become a professional sleeper? Okay, because making a sleep your top priority is really, your secret to success and to a longer life. Okay, and actually to looking youthful. So, and I really want you guys to consider really like saying no to your boss who wants you to work late nights. And I understand there are some people in the industries that need to do late shifts, but when you can not to do the work late at night, you need to say no. You better wake up earlier in the morning and then you're going to do this job. But you're going to disrupt your sleep cycle very much, and you compromise the way that you look and feel. And it really, actually induces early aging, right? So are we clear here? So sleep affects almost every type of tissue in the system in our body, from the brain and, heart, metabolism, and immune system. So again, we need sleep, right? It's associated with a low risk of heart disease, diabetes, and obesity. I see the question here about what about night owls? Great question, Irina. So this can be actually changed. I've been a night owl, for half of my life. This is why we have biological clock in our body. Okay, we have this biological clock. And what happens, I'll tell you, when we wake up in the morning, so we actually wake up when we react to the sunlight. We have a special in our eye retina, okay, we have a special receptor that actually reacts to the sunlight. And then it actually sends the signal to our brain, so we need to wake up. So this is why we wake up with the sun and we produce melatonin when there is a darkness. So this is why we follow this biological like a sleep cycle. So when we align our clock with the sleep cycle, so we're actually improving our health. Did I answer your question, Irina? Great question. So you can really very easily to adjust your sleep cycle and not becoming a night owl, because again, I mean, your growth hormone, right? So it produces, again, after, 10 p.m., okay, at the time of 10 p.m. So again, this is number one anti-aging modality. Balances your hormones. So, 10 p.m. is ideal time to go to bed, produces endorphins. Okay, so this is about sleep, okay? And by the way, the growth hormone does not produce when you are awake, all right? So, and if we go to bed late, it's also not going to be produced, or your cells are not going to be regenerated, right? So let's just commit. No work at night, no dishes, cleaning, okay? You need to rewind your nervous system, okay, with sleep hygiene, okay? Do I have people, how many of you guys here do not have a sleep hygiene? Who do not have here a sleep hygiene? Put plus in the chat. Put plus in the chat if you do not have a sleep hygiene. Because again, I'm going to give you a gift at the end of the, talk about my gift at the end of the, this class. Okay, great. Thanks for being honest. All right. Are we clear on the sleep? Yes. All right. So the second thing for living a longer and healthier life is controlling your blood glucose or blood sugar. For, how many of you guys are looking for a significant weight loss? Put another plus in the chat. So, and if you really want to lose weight, this is the first thing that you need to do. Okay. So you need to start controlling your blood sugar spikes. Okay. So, why blood sugar have such an impact on overall health? So let me explain. When your blood sugar spikes, it speeds up aging. This is crazy, right? So after eating, your body makes insulin and it turns the sugar in your blood into the energy. So, but if you keep eating too much sugar, right? So, or your body stores it as, then your body starts storing it as a fat, okay? And over time, it can lead to insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes, etc. So it's really important to know your glucose levels, okay? So, and you can figure out what foods and habits might be causing you to have, those, blood glucose spikes. And even if your A1C, so I know that you guys have part of your blood work you do, and you do your A1C test, which is checks your blood sugar in the morning. This test does not give you, the clear picture, because I have a lot of clients that come to me and with, like a good A1C, and then, we start monitoring their blood sugar, and they see how their blood glucose sugar fluctuates and actually spikes up to even, like a 200, right? So, and again, I mean, in order to get blood 2 diabetes, you need to, have that process, like elevated, right? So like we need to target for the flatter blood sugar spike. So that's actually the anti-aging modality. Okay. But again, I mean, this is something that a lot of people don't know. They, don't think that they don't have problems, with sugar, but they do. And so when your blood sugar spikes, okay, so it damages your body through the process called glycation. Okay, so what is glycation? Say someone type glycation. Someone type glycation in the chat. This is very important to understand. You guys are going to be fascinated what I'm going to tell you. There are a lot of glucose molecules in your body, and they're just, running around like crazy kids. And when they bump into each other, so when they find anything, they bump into, so they glycate this other molecule. Okay, it damages this other molecule, and this process called glycation. It's the same thing as aging. It's the same thing as cooking. So like I always give this example. I mean, if you put like chicken in the oven, it's get browning, right? When you cook it. So this is what, and it's kind of turning from pink to being brown. It's because it's going through the glycation, and inside of our body happens the same thing. So from the moment you're born, you slowly cook, and then when you're fully cooked, you die. This is wild. This is wild, right? Crazy pants. I know when I learned about that, I mean, it was whoa. So this is why it's so important not to, have things in our body to glycate fast. So the faster you glycate, the faster you age. So the faster you cook, and it shows on your skin with wrinkles inside of your body, your organs slowly age. It creates oxidative stress. So this is why, we need to really address the glucose regulation. Okay, and again, it's not just the sugar. I mean, what is glucose comes in the different forms, in a form of like a it's molecule of different molecules of like a sugar, and also it's a carb. So if you eat something sugary or carb heavy, again, so your blood glucose is going to go up. Right. So, and again, if it goes up too often and too much, it causes inflammation of our cells. Now, let me tell you about the connection between the hormones, okay, and cells. So, hormones, they're like messengers in our body. They tell different parts of our body what to do. So, and when these messengers can't deliver the message, so this is when we start having a problem. Like imagine that, you have a cell phone and you go somewhere where you don't have reception, right? So you're going to get frustrated, right? So this is what happens in our cell when they're basically, produce, there's a, not produce, but there is a too much sugar inflammation in them caused by all those, sugar spikes. Okay. So, and by the way, do we have anyone here who may be challenged or have someone in the family or know who have diabetes? So, like, why I'm asking this question, because diabetics often face these challenges. Their cells are so inflamed, so they, so the hormone insulins, it cannot do their job properly, right? And instead of, sugar getting used by the cells for energy, which called ATP, this is the energy produced in our cells, it stays in the blood, and it's not a good station. So, and this is why diabetics, they're not just dealing with sugar issues. They at risk of aging faster, getting heart disease, strokes, and, like, of course, gaining weight, all those things. So basically metabolic syndrome. So they have age spots on their skins. So, and again, this is related to, how the body manages sugar. Okay. So I have a quick question for you. Like, which gland do you think gets affected, the most by this inflammation? So let me give an example. I know it's a tough question, but it's a thyroid. Okay. So the thyroid receptors get blocked by the cellular inflammation, okay, and that cause all sorts of the problem. So this is why many people with diabetes, they have a thyroid issue. So are you guys here clear on that? Yes. So again, I mean, we talked about the hormones, how they're being messengers. We talked about the cellular health and how the, cells getting inflamed and what is a connection with, like a blood sugar spikes. So, and again, this is very important to understand how it's, the whole system works, because again, I mean, this is our aging process. All right. So I want to quickly talk about the impact of grains on our blood sugar levels. Let me ask you those questions. How many of you guys have just pure oatmeal for breakfast this morning or maybe this week? How many of you guys had a oatmeal for breakfast? Any of you guys? I don't see any hands. So, okay, all right. Anyone else? All right, let me ask you this. How many of you guys think that having a pure oatmeal for breakfast is healthy? Let me ask you this. How many of you guys think that having an oatmeal for breakfast is healthy? Okay. Okay. Right. All right. Anyone else? I have so many people in the room. Are you guys still there? Okay. Are you guys still there? I just want to see that you're still there. Maybe. Okay, cool. Right. So, all right. So what if I tell you that this bowl of oatmeal, could, really spike your blood sugar as much as the can of soda? Surprising, right? So, and I know that a lot of you guys are, health cautious and like what to eat, what not to eat. But, there is a, grain belief, okay, especially, like, about the whole grains that they're good. But eating grains throughout the day is fine when you mix it in a certain way, but eating it in the morning, okay, so just as a pure grain, that will elevate your, your blood glucose spike. Okay, so, and it's just gonna send you on the blood sugar roller coaster. Okay, and what's gonna happen to you that, then you're gonna have like immediate energy drop. Okay, so you're gonna feel very lethargic. Okay, and again, I mean, it just, affects your inflammation, cellular inflammation and stuff. Okay, so I really want you to think about that next time you reach for a healthy grain snack. Okay, so I'm not saying that you should ditch all the grains, but there are some glucose regulating, rules and hacks that you can implement, and that's going to be part of your habit, so you can control your blood glucose spikes, right? So, but hold on, there is a more to this grain story, right? How many of you guys heard about the chemical called glyphosate? Anyone heard about glyphosate? You might know it better as a Roundup, okay? Okay. And again, this is not about just about the plants, it's about our health, because there are a massive amount of that chemical that are used these days. They have not been used in our childhood. And there is a scientific research that actually linked glyphosate to leaky gut, where our gut lining has just become damaged. All right. So another question to you. Who here has had digestive issues or unexplained, like a, health problem recently? And that could be like really due to the grains you're eating being sprayed with this chemical. It's these days in America, and again, I mean, we are a national epidemic, so it's everywhere in all products. So this is why, like it's very, very important that you specifically, buy organic, that you go for, GMO, not buying the GMO products. And again, I mean, like, um, Roundup, it's just, big, huge problem because it's a weed killer, okay? And it's sprayed like everywhere. I mean, I live on a golf course and it's sprayed everywhere, here. And I actually, this is the truth that the golfers are exposed to that, to the, toxicity with the glyphosate because they play on a field. So, but that's another conversation. So, I mean, we're getting it with our food supply, right? So just, be careful. And this is being produced by the company named Monsanto. It's an evil company, right? So they made seeds that can handle their own chemicals. Okay. So because this is how smart they get. Okay. So, I mean, they create this, genetically modified seeds. So that resistance, to their own chemical. I mean, this is like evil what they do to our health, right? So that's one issue. So this is why we go for non-GMO, we go for organic. Now, let's talk about gluten-free, right? So I mean, yes, a lot of people want to be gluten-free, but now let me ask you this. How many of you think that gluten-free products that you buy on the market in the supermarket are healthier? Put me in the chat if you think that the gluten-free products that you buy in a supermarket are healthier for you. Put me in the chat if you think that way. And I'm looking in the chat right now. Anyone else? Anyone else? Okay, so let me tell you the truth, okay? So these products replace gluten with starches from potatoes, rice, corn, and tapioca, okay? And guess what happens? They can spike your blood sugar, okay, as much as, the sugar in a candy bar, okay? So, right, guys, if you want, to go gluten-free, but do not buy gluten-free products because you're going to spike your blood glucose spike, all right? So, again, I mean, like, now, okay, do you guys want to hear a couple of tips to regulate like blood glucose spikes? Before we go into that, let me just, switch to, I want to see you guys. And by the way, I mean, if you hear, I see a lot of people here in the room. Can we do some takeaways? I mean, like we covered a lot. I mean, we literally covered a lot. Who wants to give some takeaway here? Okay, who wants to give some takeaway here? I can see the chat. You also can unmute yourself and speak, but I just want to make sure that information that I'm giving you are useful. And again, we talked about retaining the information. So who have any takeaways? While okay, I'm looking in the chat. Mika is saying, isn't it better than investing gluten-free and getting the sugar spikes? Better than investing gluten and getting the sugar spikes too? No. So again, you need to watch your blood sugar spikes. And again, I mean, you can go gluten-free by just eliminating, gluten, from all of your products, but do not buy products that are gluten-free in a store. Gluten-free bread, read the labels, because again, I explained to you what creates a blood sugar spike. So you always should watch for that. And again, there are some rules how to regulate that. Elizabeth saying, I've got some of the work to do with my sleeping habits. Great. Okay. Awesome, Elizabeth. Sleep is more important than diet. Cell inflammation causes hormone imbalances. Great. Okay. All right. Awesome. Okay. Great growth. Okay. Awesome. All right. So can I give you guys so okay, who wants to get a couple of tips on regulating blood glucose spikes? Give me some fire emojis in the chat if you want me guys to give you some tips. Awesome. All right. All right. So tip number one, let's talk about breakfast. So if you have a big glucose spike in the morning, okay, so again, I mean, you're gonna be feeling very lethargic, throughout the day. I've been in corporate, I work in a corporate, so I remember, like as we all went to lunches, then we had a meeting and everyone felt so lethargic. And that's because no one knew how to control their blood glucose spike. So what you need to do is have a savory breakfast, okay, loaded with protein. So like eggs, okay, so dinner leftovers, just, load on protein and have a savory breakfast. So that's tip number one, morning should go savory, okay? So none of this, cereals or, like oatmeals. So that's number one. Number two, like rule is, let's talk veggies, okay? They contain fiber. And when you eat fiber coats, like a coats your intestines, okay? So always have a green starter to all of your meals if you eat, like a carbs, okay? So for instance, if you eat your oatmeal, so add some fats, add some fiber, okay? So like you can have, some veggies, you can have some avocado, with your oatmeal in the morning. So that's going to actually reduce your blood glucose spike. All right. Are you guys clear on that? Yeah. Okay, cool. Another thing is move your muscles for 10 minutes. Okay, so we use cell in the body, and basically we use glucose for energy, and the same with, with muscles when we go for the walk. Okay, so it actually lowers your blood glucose spike. So again, I mean, after you eat, go, 10 minutes. You don't need to run, you just need to walk. Just walk, move your body, or maybe you can do dishes, maybe you can do some chores around the house, but move your body for 10 minutes. That's also gonna lower your blood glucose spikes. All right, are you guys clear? And it's and also the blood glucose spikes, if you control that, it's gonna help you manage your cravings. Okay, so all right. So we talked about glucose spike. So any other takeaways here, guys? Any other takeaways? I mean, how do you like the stuff that I share with you? How do you like? I mean, do you find it useful? If you do, give me some fire emoji in the chat. I want to see that you guys are, like looking, taking this information and it's useful for you. Awesome. All right. So we covered a lot, right? So now let's go into the step number 3 of our cell rejuvenation framework. And now I want to talk to you about toxicity, okay? So there are 3 big factors affecting your health, right? I call them 3 amigas. And basically they are metals, because we live in a lead age. So, and lead is everywhere, like from paint to gas. We have mercury fillings in our teeth. How many of you guys still have mercury fillings? I had them. Like up until I discovered that, I literally went to my dentist and I took all the mercury fillings out. You need to do the same, right? Because it's toxin, it's neurotoxin. Now, mold is another problem, and all the modern buildings, like can, have mold. Okay, and it's a big challenge because many doctors do not know how to test and how to treat for mold exposure. Okay, there are special tests that, that known. There are also hidden infections. Okay, so like infections from root canals, from cavities, from tooth extractions, that breed bacteria. So again, I mean, like 3 amigas, metals, mold, hidden infections. Someone type that in the chat. Okay, so and they're like contributor, to your health, problems. Okay, there is tons of toxic in our beauty supplies. So one of the highest exposure of BPA in the beauty products. How many of you guys know that? Put me in the chat. So, and let me give you one fact. Do you know that certain red colored lipsticks contain very high amount of lead? Okay, so and we eat, like, whoever uses lipsticks every day, we eat 32 tubes of lipstick a year. So can you imagine how much toxicity you get inside of your body? Oxybenzone, another chemical found in majority of the sunscreens, because it absorbs ultraviolet rays and exposure. Okay, so, and it's a hormone disrupting chemical. Okay, it's acting like estrogen. Okay, it may even lead us to cancer. So there is a lot of stuff. I mean, the city water is polluted with fluoride and chlorine and medication and hormones and antibiotics and just name it. So again, I mean, we need to make sure that we stop this source of constant toxic load in our body. There's so much information these days that you can find everywhere. People start talking about this specifically, like what happens in the United States. I mean, this is like our national epidemic. I'm so glad that finally there is a talks in the Congress that, people start, to pay attention to that, because I mean, we're just being literally, really polluted by everything within the last decade, 2 decades. And our kids, my older daughter, she is 19. And when we measured her level of toxicity, her toxic level was much, like 3 times higher than mine. Because I mean, I live this, like a life, and I watch what I do for, for the last decade. And she's 19 and she uses all this, and we have the conversation. She eats healthy, but still, I mean, I educate her, but it's just, what happens with our generation, young generation. So, I mean, I really, want you to be aware of that, because, it's in your hands to create the legacy for you and your family, the legacy of health, right? So you absolutely need to talk to your doctor about the proper detoxification supplements, the binders. Okay, this is super important. Now, when we talk about the sources of toxins, our goal to remove them so we can focus on reducing the cellular inflammation through healing our cells, because we talked about the cells. Again, 3 main contributors to the inflammation of the cell. Someone type in the chat: glucose, insulin spikes, bad fats. By bad fats, I mean oxidized and denaturized, polysaturated fats, which is in everything that we eat in form of the vegetable oils, and toxins, right? So, that's a lot to cover, for toxins. Now, step number 4, you need to support your gut health. This is crucial for proper elimination of toxins and balancing hormone. And if we don't eliminate toxins from the body, they accumulate, they clog our detox pathways, and and then cells are getting inflamed, right? And we cannot absorb all the good nutrients. I mean, we talked about that. So again, I mean, the key to living longer and healthiest life is, again, controlling your blood glucose. We just spent like a good 20 minutes talk about that. So, and that's number one thing you can do to start losing weight, is paying attention to that. And another, focusing on good fat, ditching bad fat, so you can start removing toxins from yourself and promoting disease-inducing inflammation. Okay, so it's a congestion that's happening at the cellular level. Okay, so that is actually tells your body to hang on to the toxic fat stores, right? Okay, so now I want you just to give you a very powerful example that it takes 100 days to clear most of this harmful fats from your system. So if you go and you eat in any restaurant, like French fries, which is made with hydrogenated oils, so it takes 100 days to clear that from your system. Do you understand the level of toxicity that we carry in our body, and why we become so sick, and why it is impossible for you to lose weight? This is a real problem, guys. Okay, right. So talking about gut health. you should consume enough protein, okay? Specifically 1 gram per 2 pounds of normal body weight, okay? This is minimum, not the maximum. You need protein to maintain healthy skins, to make it more elastic, improve hair structure, make it stronger, strengthen your nail. That's why protein is so important, because it's a building block. All right. So now a lot of you can ask about, like animal protein versus the vegan protein. I've been vegan, like a part of, for many years. I also been raw vegan. I've tried, all the diet on earth that you can ask me. It's not about the diet. When you start learning about the cellular inflammation and about how cells become inflamed, it's not about the specific diet, okay? It's about getting nutrients in. You can get nutrients from animal products and from vegan products. So whatever works for you, for your type, for your preferences. So you can get, the right nutrients and minerals and vitamins in from any sources of food. This is why I don't teach any specific diet. I teach anti-inflammatory cellular healing diet. Does this make sense to you guys? Give me a thumbs up if it does make sense to you. Okay. What are these good sources of protein? Fish, right? Eggs, like dairy. Always go for looking for toxicity, right? So you need to eat clean products. Clean products. That's, like a very important. So like, you need to know what to buy in the supermarket. What, if you eat specifically animal products, so to eat clean products, because otherwise they are just contaminated with antibiotics and the pesticides that they've been feeding the cows, for instance, or chickens. So again, I mean, you need to buy clean products. Super, super important. Also, I want you guys to understand that restricted diets with low calories and cutting out, whole food groups like protein, fats, or carbohydrates, they're just, it's really bad and wrong idea. It's a misconception. You're just stressing your body, okay? You're rising your cortisol, and that just, leads to more fat gain. So if you are on a low calorie diet and you're not eating a certain type of, food, you're not going to lose weight. You're going to create more fat. Okay. Right. So, and again, I mean, like if you also cut carbohydrates entirely, so your brain is going to starve, your memory deteriorates, you have fatigue, okay, you have depression, and if you start to cut fat from your diet, and I know a lot of people, oh, fat free. No, don't go fat free. Don't go fat free, please, because it disrupts the production of sex hormones. It disrupts your hormonal cycle. It it creates infertility. Okay, so it reduces sperm production in man. It weakens your immune system. So again, I mean, guys, it's very important just to to eat the right foods. All right. So again. How many of you guys know how to create a personalized balanced diet considering your individual needs, so you can really achieve your weight loss, so you can really create this useful glow, so you can just start reversing age? How many of you guys how to create this personalized diet? Okay. All right. Okay. So thank you for saying that. All right, I'm going to tell you about that just in a second. But I just want to also point your attention that 95% of Americans have metabolic syndrome. Okay, so it means that you have a problem with whether insulin resistance or your glucose spikes or metabolism, and you have cholesterol issues, and you also have serious digestive issues, and some of you may have a thyroid issues. This is a genetic problem that run in a family, okay? And some people, that have, sedentary, lifestyle, so they can't really change that. But, it's okay. It's a matter of lifestyle. You remember we talked about epigenetics. I just want to tell you that 95% of Americans have this metabolic syndrome if you have one of those things that I just told you about. But you have a power to change that. And metabolic syndrome, it's the precursor to getting like really complications with your health, because it leads to cancer, it leads to hormone disruption, it leads to autoimmunity, to everything that happens with you, to Alzheimer. It starts with metabolic disorder. This is science, guys. This is signs. You can go ahead and do your research and online, and you will see that this is the science. So next step, super, super important, is movement. Okay. I want you to stop putting all the hopes on the skincare products. Yes, they can make a difference in how your skin looks and feel, but this is not a magic. If you think that the perfect skincare routine is like really the key to your glowing look, to looking like young, this is a myth. Okay. So there are really a limit to what creams and serums can do for you. How many of you guys know that? If you're focusing only on products, you're just investing too much in something that can only do so much. Right? So how many of you want to have something more impactful to your appearance? Say impact in the chat. Say impact in the chat. And I'm telling you, so exercise is a game changer for your skin and for your youth, okay? Because our bodies start to degenerate starting age 35, okay? Physically and mentally. At age 35, not 50, not 60, 35. Let me ask you this. How many of you feel that you can do some activities that you were able to do when you were younger and you cannot do anymore? There is a simple test, guys, and I want you to try that, when we finish this class, or maybe if you're listening to me, you can do it now. So can you just, sit with your butt on the floor and just stand up without any support? Can you do that? Try that. That's a real longevity test, right? So there is a very interesting concept of backcasting in relationship to your abilities. Someone type backcasting in the chat. All right. So you need to exercise to stay mobile, okay, in order to look young. So let me explain the backcasting. So can you guys tell me in the chat, what are the activities that you want to do when that you do now that you are at age 70, you are at age 80, you are at age 90? What are the activities that you want to do when you get older? Can you type in the chat? So for me, I want to travel. So I want to, and this is why I want to have an ability to take my suitcase and put it into the, luggage compartment in the airplane. So I need to do that because I want to travel. I'm a ski instructor. I want to ski. So, and for me to do that, I should maintain a, certain physique in order to do that, right? So what else? I want to, play with my grandkids. So I will be able to lift up my child, right? So I want to be able to, put myself in a squat position. Sex is another one. Yes, thank you for saying that. I want to have sex when I'm older. Yes, so maintain your libido. So anyway, there is, so play tennis, dance, travel. Yes, thank you guys. Yes, you're awesome. Right. So the idea is backcasting that you take what you want to do when you age, and then you translate it to what you need to do. What are the basic movement that you need to do to get to that when you get older? And what science is actually telling us, so in order to do what you can do at age 40, right? So you need to be in an elite physical group when you decade younger at age 30. The same thing goes for 50. If I want to do the things that I was able to do at my 40s, in my 40s and my 50s, so I need to be in a category of elite at my 40s, and that goes on. Do you get the concept? So, and for that, so basically there is, this, exercise physiology thing. So that really focuses, so it's a framework that focuses on your movement, because first, you need to have a stability and balance, and then you should really work out your cardiovascular system. and improve your VO2. Do you guys know what is VO2? This is a very important measure, VO2, because what VO2 is measures are your cardiovascular capacity. It's also how you can better perform in sports. Like for me, I mean, I'm a skier, I love to race. So for me, VO2 is a very important factor. And there is a certain way how you can train for VO2. So this is, again, this is your cardiovascular capacity. This is how much oxygen it gets through your system. So that this is your performance. Okay. So again, I mean, focusing on your mobility so you can be active. And do you guys know about centenarians? Centenarians, and those are the people that run marathons at the, like us 80s and 90s, right? So I mean, they do a very specific training. So it's not just, we need to build muscles, right? After 50. Because like we need to grow that, but to do the weight training first we need to to be stable. Specifically, you need to basically to do what you need to do at the certain age, because you have more power, more strength when you're younger. When you go to your 50s to your 60, you are not capable to do the things that you used to do. So there is a certain way how you basically build this up in your life, right? So this is, again, the balance, the mobility, those, the cardiovascular training. This is like, very important things to, to build movement in your life, okay, to actually be able to do things that you want to do. So this is the anti-aging modality. At first, what you can do, guys, is just walk every single day. We don't need to run. We don't need to do all those, exhausting workouts. We don't need to do that, especially at age 50. You need to walk. Just walk. Start walking every day, like start walking like 10, 15 minutes. Right. So there is a formula to exercise physiology, and it's based on your personal level. And it's very important to start at the level you are, right? So again, I mean, that's another big thing is the exercise, and another big thing is the stress, right? And keeping, the stress because, out of our system. We have two glands in our body that are responsible for stress. They're called adrenal glands. And the adrenal cortex releases stress hormones such as cortisol, adrenaline, and noradrenaline, and they're released by the adrenal cortex. And with age, pay attention, ladies, because the adrenal glands compensate for the production of the sex hormones, estrogens, and as the ovaries fade and do not produce them in a required amount. Okay, so so it's very, very important not to get our adrenal glands worn out. So you need to really to look for stressors and know how to manage the stress, because chronic stress, right? So it's like, it can cause by scrolling social media, or like watching something, like very unpleasant on a TV, like, or like basically being overwhelmed by something that you don't know what to do. So there are a lot of stressors. So there is a modalities to keep your stress down, because it kills, again, your hormonal health. It kills your health overall, especially in women. Manage your emotions. Just stop paying attention what's happening outside in the world, and focus on yourself. So there is like a thing as emotional intelligence, how we can not react to the outside factors to keep our emotions in balance, and take the responsibilities for yourself, for your circle. Okay. So again, I mean, like, be positive, like make sure that you do not fight with your husband, with your loved one, eat good diet. Stop doing alcohol, because smoking, it also harms your adrenal glands, right? So, and it can lead to adrenal fatigue syndrome that is very, very hard to reverse. So again, I mean, this is you need to to really pay attention to your stress level, okay? Because this is super, super important. Stress is actually creates 80% of the disease in the body. This is what happened to me, because I was immersed by stress, by burnout, and that what happened to me. All right. So, unfortunately, official medicine does not recognize, this diagnosis. So basically, this fatigue, adrenal fatigue, as a diagnosis syndrome. But if you go to functional doctors, so, they will be, able to, recognize that. So again, I mean, you need to monitor that. Okay. So, and again, when you go through the perimenopause and you start having those hot flushes and weight gain, insomnia, like all this vaginal dryness, reduced libido, headaches, mood swings, fatigue, panic attacks. Again, it can also, relate to, like your adrenal glands, being fatigued. So, again, I mean, have the individualized approach to nutrition and lifestyle, look for all those steps that we talked about, right? So, and that really, really you can influence your epigenome so you can start turning, bad genes off and activate good ones, right? So guys, I mean, we covered so much, right? So, and um, is there any more takeaways today? I mean, because I mean, we talked nutrition, we talked glucose spikes, we called sleep, we talked gut health, we talk movement. Any takeaways here? Anyone have a takeaways? You can type in the chat, you can unmute yourself, you can speak. So I just want to make sure that the information that I'm giving you is really helpful. So what do you guys takeaways? Who wants to give me some takeaways? Irina, all right, you're on.
Hey, Angelina, thanks for all the information. I feel like my takeaway is, about the oats. As funny as it sounds, I am kind of a believer in, whole grains and all, but it sounds smart not to start the day with carbs, even something like whole grain oats. So proteins, kind of just making those little shifts made me think, oh, okay, I really didn't expect that. So
Yeah.
diet in that perspective.
Yeah, great takeaway, great takeaway. And Irina, thanks let's give it up for Irina. Yeah, great. Yeah, so watch what you eat in the morning. Start with savory breakfast. Savory breakfast is, like a number one things, and really load yourself with protein. All right. I see Mika have some takeaway. I found it interesting to hear to exercise for 10 minutes after eating to prevent blood sugar spikes. I thought I said right after eating took away the digestive energy and resources. Yeah, make a great takeaway. No, it's not. And it's again, I mean, this is again scientific modality to control your blood glucose spike. All right. So like what we discussed today, right? So it's really crucial for your health. And this is why, like, really doing it now, it's so important. Let me tell you the story. I have a friend, she's in her 40s, and she was suddenly diagnosed with a very rare type of diabetes in the emergency room after passing out at the event. And she had no idea that she had this rare type of diabetes. And she had some symptoms that she didn't pay attention to. I mean, she like looked kind of, healthy. And her lifestyle was, like 100% not supporting of her. She's on insulin now. So what if she could have taken an action like a year ago, right? So she could have, prevent that and not being, diagnosed with, with a diabetes. So I just wanted to share this, extra tip that has made a huge difference for me, and it can do the same for you. And I actually learned that from, Clement Stone, who is self-made billionaire who used, this. He was saying that something that really has transformed his life. And he was saying this phrase in hundreds of times, do it now. And it was about taking action before really any delay sets in. So every day you put off taking care of yourself, and what you do is just you allow your energy, vitality, and well-being to get away from you. And delay is the enemy of your healthy, vibrant life. So the longer you wait, it's just, harder to become, the healthiest and reclaim your energy. I know that. So I know that because I've been struggling with health since I was 35. Just harder with age to do that. Okay. So, and you have the opportunities to start transforming your life today. So, like, I want you just to imagine, what does it feel to wake up every morning full of energy, have this glowing skin and strong body, and feeling just years younger. Okay. So, and just I just want you guys to think about that. So, I mean, again, and to create this legacy for your kids and your family. I have a mentor. Her name is Eileen Weigel, and she's saying that procrastination is the assassination of your destination. And I say procrastination is the enemy of your vitality, and each moment really counts when it comes to your well-being. So let's take an action, and I want you to say out loud, in the chat right now, do it now, because it doesn't prevent you, from doing it now. Today, I gave you so much information, guys. So just take this and do it now. So who is ready to do it now? Just say, do it now in the chat. Right. So let's commit to starting, basically taking our life under control, because it's not hard to do that. You just need to make a decision. So again, I mean, can you guys just, type in the chat, do it now? Yes. Yes. That's awesome. Now, are you guys getting excited, about what we talked about? We covered a lot. How many of you guys think that this cellular rejuvenation stuff is awesome? Like, this is revolutionary. And let me ask you this. Do you guys think you have the capacity to do that, what I'm showing you, and install this framework into your life so you can rejuvenate yourself and really, really rapidly achieve results like I showed you, with Marina and Meredith and, and Barbara and, like many others? Do you guys think that you have the capacity to take this knowledge and, and put this in your life and, and follow the cellular rejuvenation formula? Do you believe in this, in this framework that I show you today? And do you really think if you follow this framework and if you applied what I showed you today by following the steps, focusing on achieving hormonal balance, you can see a real transformation? Put me in the chat if you think this way. Awesome. Awesome. So, like, think about that. Like, what would be if you, like, again, will become that celebrity that you always wanted to become, but, you never succeeded before. And do you want to be, like our next success story? Type me in the chat if you do. Let me tell you, I mean, I have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars to coach with the best functional holistic doctors, going through the programs, retreats. I even went to holistic school, I went to trainings, seminar and masterminds. And then I compiled them into a simple process that anyone can understand. And I started, like the greatest, like programs on the planet. I read tons of scientific papers and I applied everything to myself first. Okay. And I went through this trial and error before I designed my own system that helped hundreds of my students. Now, we've covered in ton in this last hour, and it's, it's just I don't have enough time to teach you everything. Okay. So, and this is literally, what I'm talking about here is a fast track to a new life. Someone put in the chat, fast track. So I just want to make sure that you are successful. And that's my job. And that's my, like my passion, my obligation. So, to share what I've heard the hard way so I can help you to get there in a faster way. Okay. Without all this overwhelm and trial and error and the money loss. And now I want you to check this out. What I've done is I've taken everything that we've gone over today and I've packaged in a way that helps women just like you and men as well implement all of that in their life fast. So again, I mean, if you like me, you probably, got a lot of notes, right? So when I first learned this stuff, it was like, like I've taken a lot of notes. And what happens lots of the time when you go to those master classes and then you learn all this information, you go home and you try to implement it by yourself, and then you get stuck, you get overwhelmed. And it's like, feeling like, drinking out of the fire hose. So guys, I like really, put on you a lot of information today. Who today feels like you were drinking, out of the fire hose? So, I mean, it's a lifestyle change. It's a big transformation. And what I want to do is today, I want to invite a handful of you that are serious about making the same transformation. So let me ask you this. Would you like me to show you how I can help you to get to the finish line so that you can start living your vital, sexy, fit life tomorrow? All right. Okay. Let's do that. All right. Thanks for the chat. All right. So, and again, I mean, if you're not interested, this is absolutely fine. At least you will see how we're helping others to get the rapid results. Okay. And hopefully you can take away something, from, what I'm going to share with you. Right. And you still get my free gift, in your email, until, after you stay until the end. Right. So, all right. So let's get into that. So, I'm going to start, sharing my screen with you again, right? Because, I mean, this is something that I want to show you. So, all right, I'm just, sharing my screen now. Hold on a second, guys. I'm trying to figure out, hold on a second, how to do that. All right, I think, yeah. So here we go. Right. All right. Can you see my screen, guys? Say yes if you see my screen. Yeah, okay. All right. So so what I want to show you, I call it Power Your Peak Life Masterclass System, right? Could you imagine what it would like to have this Power Your Peak Life Masterclass system installed in your life so that you can have this boundless energy, useful glow, and effortlessly achieve your ideal physique? So just imagine, I mean, you wake up in the morning, you feel like very confident in your body, and you know that you're actually turning back, your biological clock. Okay. So again, I mean, this is the system, this is the manual that I put together, which my students use for themselves, for their for the family, for the family members, for the kids. It's a manual on, how to operate their bodies. Okay. So, so again, what I've done, if I put together this really amazing step-by-step program called the Power Your Peak Life Masterclass System, which take you through the journey and really, really gets you, to the results very fast. All right. So first, what I'm gonna get you when you, decide that this is for you is a Power Your Peak Life Masterclass course. Okay. So just like I've shown you here today, you will have everything that you need. And I'm going to share with you, let me show you, basically this slide. Hold on. Okay. All right. So you have everything that you need, right? So imagine that you know exactly what to do. Imagine if you really like stepping you through, you just, have every step. Okay. So you're going to be literally stepping through every step of the process, every step of the way with the simple instructions that I laid for you in a course every single day. So you have the checklist, the trackers, the recipes, the shopping list set for you so you know what to do every single day without any hesitation. Okay, so you can go through the course faster, or you can take your time. And what it does, it kicks off with the powerful building your why and habits creation training. So you can build and maintain motivation all the way without the losing it, right? How many of you guys think that you just don't have any willpower to do that? What if I told you that you don't need a willpower? With this training, you'll not only be able to keep your motivation every day, but you also effortlessly will be able to reach your goals. So it's very, very simple. And I'll show you how. All right, then what you're going to get is what we talked about today in the masterclass. I'm going to get you my glucose regulating method. Do you remember how we talked today about the number one thing that makes you age? So what is that? Put in the chat if you remember. What is that? What is the number one thing that makes you age? Do you guys remember? Glycation in your, blood glucose spikes, right? So that's why I'm giving you this glucose regulating method, all right? So where you can incorporate the most powerful scientific glucose hacks into habits by eating what you love. So you stop aging fast, stop feeling all those cravings throughout the day. So you can stop feeling lethargic and you finally can start feeling full of energy, right? So let's just pause here because this method alone has made my clients reverse type 2 diabetes and pre-diabetes. Isn't that awesome? Say awesome in the chat if you see that this is awesome. Then I'll move on to our cellular detox strategies. Do you remember how today we went through the national toxicity issue, right? So, and I told you that it's just not enough to eat healthy foods. So you need to start getting nutrients inside yourself. And to do that, you need to start removing disease-caused, toxins from your body and make necessary lifestyle changes to promote healing and rejuvenation of your cells. So you can balance your hormones. So you can finally lose stubborn pounds and always, like feel that you are able to lose that. Okay, so, and you will start feeling rejuvenated and radiant, right? So, and I will take you through the end-to-end anti-aging blueprint for living your vital, sexy life. So again, I will guide you through the creation of your personalized plan, all right? Because we're all different across fundamental anti-aging cell rejuvenation steps, including nutrition, sleep, supplementation, stress, emotional health, and movement. So you can repair and rejuvenate your body from the inside out. Okay, so you can start turning back aging. Listen, this Party Peak Masterclass course alone has previously sold for $20,000. And honestly, it was, like more than that because, I really invested a lot. I've spent years researching and trying to implement this on, on my own. And I'm just giving you the system. It has like everything. Okay. I'm not going to overwhelm you. I'm not going to, charge you this, this money, but a lot of people tell me that I should. And the reason I'm not doing that is because my mission is to truly help a lot of women. Okay. Just like you. And this is why you won't be paying $20,000 today, right? So it's how it works. The system was worth those money, right? So a friend of mine, I told you about her, right? She was in her 40s and she was healthy. So she went to Burning Man last year and she almost died after falling into the coma during the event. And thankfully, a team of volunteers and medics just saved her life, flying her from the event to the hospital in Reno, where I live. So I visited her and she was diagnosed with a rare type of diabetes. And she's been on insulin since then. Had she known everything I'm sharing here, she could have avoided that terrifying experience because she didn't even know that she had diabetes. And, and she could have saved $75,000 in medical bills from her 7-day stay in a hospital and follow-up care. And she didn't know that she had diabetes for a long time. This is why this course is worth more than $20,000 because it has the power to save your health and your life and just, and save you future medical cost. And if you just think about the hours that you're going to spend trying to figure all this out on your own, let's say that I don't know how much you make, but let's say you make $20 an hour, $30 an hour, $50 an hour. So for my consulting gigs, I charge a minimum of, 250 per hour. And when I consult for corporations, my rate is, much higher. So just if you think about like what, how much you're going to spend like researching this information. I mean, it took me 8 years to put this together. So I'm really getting it. You are just, getting your time back, your health, your youth, and opportunity to even make more money because, I mean, you're not longer going to be, held back by the health issues. And this is why this program is easy worth $20,000. Again, I mean, I'm not going to charge you that today because, I mean, I want like more women, to implement that in your life and see the real transformation, right? So what I'm giving you is a step-by-step system to transform your health in just 12 weeks. So again, I mean, you can rapidly lose weight, you can keep it off, you can increase your energy, you can look younger, prevent, all those, like chronic diseases that are prevalent in our nation right now. Okay, it's like really, really destroying us. And it's just designed to save you, time and money. Again, I mean, this is just, one of our clients, I mean, like who, came to us with excess weight, low energy, like she couldn't exercise. She was in a deep depression. She had fatigue, mood swings, unhappy with her appearance. And what she've done, like just in 12 weeks. So, I mean, this is just, like what, the amazing results that she was able to achieve. So isn't it awesome? And I mean, do you guys, want to have this? So one major factor to all success we had with all our students is the accountability and support from our community. And this is why, you're also going to get a 6-month of trial membership in our anti-aging, wellness academy. It's included in our system, okay? So the way that you can have all your questions answered, you get supported when you need a breakthrough. And like, can you just imagine when you have a question and, you always get an answer from us? It's like an actual academy, but, really want you to enjoy because it gives you all the transformation. Okay, so, and this is where we listen and give you mentoring and struggles. And you have full library of archives of all the past recordings. And it really, you don't miss anything. And right now, our members pay $297 a month to be part of this premium group. But when you invest today, you're going to get 6 months for free. And if you join today, I'm also going to give you 6 weeks of group coaching sessions, with me and my team to help make sure, I answer all the questions, get answered as you make your way through the program. It's a 6-week cohort, all right? So again, I mean, it's going to take you through the step-by-step. And so what do you mean? You get, 6 group coaching session just for you to come in, ask questions, and make sure that you don't really get stuck during any part of this process, right? So the next thing that I'm going to give you, so what I'm going to give you is I'll help you to bring your lab results to perfection by giving you another gift. It's a special training from our expert, a medical doctor. She will teach you how to read your blood work from a functional medicine perspective. So, which is like, guys, how this is so different, from the conventional ones, okay? How many of you guys go to the doctor and they tell you that, you are fine because your blood work is normal, but you know very well that you're not well, right? Because the way that, like you translate this information is different, okay? So what she will do, she will uncover the mystery behind your blood work. So we call it Decode Your Health Mystery Masterclass, led by a functional doctor, to help you interpret your blood markers and hormone tests so you can take control of your health. Again, this masterclass will not only provide you with valuable insight, but it will empower you to do the same, for people, for your family, for people you love. So, and I'm also going to get you my one-to-one with a doctor, which normally cost, $997. Okay, so this is absolutely free. So basically, you learn from the doctor, and you like change the way that you interpret your health. Just, imagine how powerful this training will be, right? So again, I mean, you will be able to make informed decision about your health. All right. This is not all. How many of you guys want to get more gifts from me? Put it in chat. Tell me more. Tell me more. So what I'm going to do, I'm also going to give you more bonuses. So I'm going to give you 10 proven strategies to control cortisol for vitality. And we talked about that. So why it's important to, control your stress levels, right? So, I mean, just, this is worth of $197. I'm going to give you the anti-aging sleep protocol, okay? So which going to reveal you powerful strategies to reduce to actually like turning into the professional sleeper. Okay, we talked about that today, how this is like number one thing that you need to take care of yourself. And the another gift that I'm going to give you is the blood sugar anti-aging secrets. Okay, and those are the strategies to reduce glycation and slow the aging process, right? So how you can incorporate into your daily habits, right? So again, I mean, what I'm giving you like a lot of bonuses, and that's another bonus that I'm going to give you. All right. So I'm going to give you my 10 minutes anti-inflammatory meal preparation system. So you can prepare, glucose regulating anti-inflammatory meals like only in 10 minutes without any recipes, and it works for any lifestyle, like any lifestyle, right? So again, I mean, you do not have to have any culinary skills. I mean, you just follow the systems and you're set, and it really takes you only 10 minutes. All right. So again, like I know that even when you have all the information, you still might be thinking, what if I mess up, what if I get stuck, what if I'm confused, right? So again, I mean, like, this Power Peak Life system isn't just the type of thing that you buy and you don't take action, because basically, in this program, I mean, you become the part of the premium community. And if you get stuck, you're going to get help. So, and you're getting like, all of this, all those gifts. I mean, this is, the value of the system that you're getting. You're getting the course, valued at $20,000. You're getting my, 6 weeks of anti-aging wellness academy. I'm giving you 6 weeks of cohort when you come and, when you start to implement the program to, ask, all your questions and to move you forward. You have this masterclass with the medical doctor to basically read your, blood results and improve upon them. I'm giving you, 3 bonuses, like control cortisol, sleep protocol, anti-aging secrets for blood sugar regulation, and my 10 minutes anti-inflammatory meal, symptoms. Okay. So again, I mean, this is everything that you need just, to be successful. Okay. I really want you to have everything. And so if you need to talk to your spouse or your family about, about this program, I really encourage you to hurry up, because I don't want to miss you on this opportunity to join this awesome community with us. Right. So again, hang out with me to recap. Okay. So this is what you're getting. I mean, you're getting, everything. And again, I mean, I'm not going to charge you this money today, even if I did. So it's going to help you to save hundreds of thousands of dollars of medical bills, expensive cosmetic surgeries, and expensive procedures and treatments, just, to look younger. But it's not really, they're not going to address the underlying health issues, right? Or solve your truly anti-aging problem, right? So would it be worth it? So, I mean, again, I know like, I would personally invest in my health, in my, family's future, a lot more than $24,000, like dollars. Okay. So, but because again, I mean, guys, this is, what I'm having for you today is just, for those people who stayed until the end of this masterclass, because I know that you really care about your, your health, your priority, you want to live this vital, sexy life. So are you excited? Okay. What I'm going to offer you today. Right. So I want to see in the chat, tell me that you're excited to see that, because what I'm going to show you today is just, for you. So you can start now for just $19.97 today, just to sign up for this. Just the one payment of $19.97, right? So I know, this is amazing deal just, for this community, for those of you who just stayed with us, right? So, look, guys, you can really become, that person in 90 days, right? So in less than 90 days that you can really become this vital, sexy version of yourself, right? And I know, a lot of us may have still, problem, with money to invest. And this is why I actually made it so affordable for any one of you. Because if you can't pay $19.97, which is the best deal, it's like 55, like a percent off of, like basically the, the cost of this program. So I'm giving you today for $19.97, but if still this is an issue, you can make a 12 payments of $197, right? So, and here is what I want to do. I'm gonna do, like put a link in the chat. Here's a link, and I want you to go there, and just if it's for you, I want you to sign up. Okay, and again, this is a risk-free investment after you join. If you don't like that within the 15 days of repurchase, just email me. We will return your money back. This is crazy pants, because I just know that, and I'm confident that this program that you can try will get back your health, and and still you can get your money back. Okay, but I'm just so confident that you will absolutely love it. And I just today removed all your roadblocks, because I really want you to become the healthiest vital person and be my next case study. And that's why I've reduced the price. I included all the bonuses you need, and even made a payment plan for those who need to break down even further, right? So now I'm gonna basically open it up for questions, all right? Do you guys, so what questions do you have about the system? What questions do you have about the system? I'm looking at the chat. You can unmute yourself, you can ask me questions. So what questions do you have? Are you guys still there? I'm just trying to understand if you're still there and you see me. Okay. Some people are directing to me. Just make sure that you respond, to the whole group so everyone can see you. Okay. I'm also gonna see how many people stayed until the end so I can give you a gift. So like comment everyone right now who stayed until the end, and so I can see who I can send the gift. All right. Do you have any questions about the system itself? Do you have any questions about the system itself? Well, the first question I normally get asked is, it doesn't matter, where you're located. It doesn't matter where you're located. We work with anywhere in the world. Okay, so that's basically that's it. How does the blood glucose monitoring work? Mika, we addressed this in the in the course itself. So just make sure that you start the academy, because the next cohort starts on October 22nd. So we can get you in and we can answer like a health related issues. So if you guys have any questions about the system, what I showed you today, like let me know. But we definitely address, the blood glucose monitoring, everything, in the cohort. And so again, there's, sometimes I ask the question, what happens if after 6 months of Anti-Aging Wellness Academy, what's going to happen? So after the 6 months, so basically you're gonna get email from me. So I'm gonna ask you how you're doing, and if you wanna stay being part of your academy, and you logged your basically your rate, special rate for staying in academy. All right. So again, I mean, with this Power Peak Live Masterclass system, you're able to keep the discounted price, right, for the for the academy, right? But again, the best way for you is just one payment of $9.97, because I mean you're going to save a lot of money. How does the system include lab tests, or what tests we need to do? Yes, that's a good question. Thank you for asking that, Mika. So in this masterclass that I showed you, from the MD, you're going to get a recommendation, for the specific lab test that you need to do. So you can, ask your doctor to actually, do those, blood glucose tests, and then you will be able to translate those blood glucose tests. And by the way, it's going to be, covered by your insurance. So we just give you, all the recommendations, and we will give recommendations how to read your blood glucose results. All right. Any other questions you guys have here? Again, we start in October. We start very soon. We start in October. So I'm just gonna, again, send you the link in here. So basically, you just, click the link, and you decide which option you want to go, and we'll see you. We'll see you very soon, because we'll start our next cohort in October. What other questions you guys have? Do you have any other questions? Any other questions about the system? About what you're getting, about, how you're going to start? Any other questions? So again, I mean, I want everyone right now to type I'm here, so then I can count the people that stayed until the end of the class, so I can send you the gift. Do the 6 months starts in October? Yes, the 6 months starts in basically the 6 months starts, as you purchase the system, Right. I see people. Okay, I'm here. Okay, so those are the people that actually, like right now answering, I'm here, gonna get the gift from me in the email. So the 6 months starts as you purchase the system. So, and you're gonna get the email from us. All right. All right. Awesome. So I see, like, can you start later? Yes, you can start later. You can start later. Again, I mean, this is the price that I'm just having for participants of this master class. So this price will go away tonight. So this price, because again, I mean, this system, I mean, our clients pay, I charge more, this, like $6,000, just, for the system. So this is just for you guys today, on participants of the master class who want to really to make significant changes in your life, to be able to make this payment $19.97. So this offer will go out tonight, but you can start later, and I'm going to have a later cohort as well. Yes, but this price is available only tonight. Purchasing, and what start the 6 months counseling to later now. Okay, that sounds good. Okay, Mo, congratulations. I'm going on 2 vacations starting at the end of October. How does this work? That's okay. So we're gonna have another cohort, like a starting in December, I believe. So again, I mean, you can join us in December on the cohort, but the system is available to you now. So everything is available to you now, and you will be able to join us on the next cohort as well. But the system is available to you now. Any other questions? The price will go out tonight. So this offer is only valid today. We'll be giving, you will be giving the recommendations for the supplements. Yes, you will be giving recommendations, for the specific supplements that, you're going to have. It's designed in your system. Yes, you're welcome. Any other questions, guys? 2 minutes more for taking questions, and we're going to close the call. And by the way, thank you so much for coming up and spending this Saturday morning and Saturday early afternoon with me. And learning all this information. And again, I mean, if you guys just, taking anything from the system, so that's great, because I mean, you literally can go and start implementing that in your life. If you want my help and really get rapid results, within by Christmas, because you can, get you can get all the results by Christmas. So this is the offer for you today. Supplements or vitamins, everything. So we'll give you recommendations, for everything in all the domains that so you can improve basically all the domains, of your life. The gut health, the gut health, sleep, stress, everything. So you will be able to improve everything. So we'll giving you recommendations for everything, the cellular detox, etc. Any other questions? You are welcome, Irina. Any other questions? If you guys don't, if I can pay now, my 6 months start in December after my vacation. So you're okay. I mean, you're gonna be accepted into the academy, right? So into the academy. So you pay now, start in December. Hope you can, yes, we can do that. You can do that. Just email that to me, and we can put you in the next cohort, and you will be able to have access to Academy on the time that you will start. Will our sleep be evaluated? So you will have recommendations and protocol for your sleep. And you will be able to actually, monitor your sleep yourself, but you will be able, a very detailed protocol, how to change, how to improve, how to become a professional sleeper with everything that you're going to do in the program. Yeah, so, I mean, you're going to be able to evaluate, your sleep yourself. You're going to come coach with us in the academy, so to get some answers to your questions about your sleep, all right? Okay. Any more questions, ladies? Did I answer all of your questions? You are so welcome, Maya. You're so welcome. How will this program impact the detox program that plan to start with Dr. It's not going to impact your detox programs. Are you talking about Dr. Chanot's? Hope? Are you talking about the Dr. Chanot's? Yes. Okay. Yes, it's not going to any impact. It's a supplemental to the Chanot's program. Again, email it to me, because you know that we work with Chanot's together. So this is the supplementation. So that's a supplemental to the detox programs. Actually, this program for your peak life is going to really, really, really change everything, and help you to do everything that you do with Dr. Rustamola. All right. Okay. Didn't answer all of your questions, guys? All right. So if you have any more questions, you can text me. You have my text number. Yes, thank you. Enjoy your weekend as well. So again, this offer is available until midnight tonight. So I hope to see you guys soon and help you to become the healthiest and most vital version of yourself. Bye for now.